Hi, and welcome to another Oracle Recruiting Cloud session. Today's session is going to focus on configuring candidate selection process reasons and groups. And in this video, you're going to learn how to navigate to the candidate selection process reasons and groups section, how to create reasons, how to create groups of reasons, and then how we associate those groups to rejection states in the candidate selection processes. Let's get started. Let's go into your instance and we're going to go to Setup and Maintenance. To go to Setup and Maintenance, you can click the navigator in the upper left corner and go to Setup and Maintenance, or you can always click your name in the upper right-hand corner and also click Setup and Maintenance. Once we get to Setup and Maintenance, I'm going to change the Setup section at the top and click on the drop-down, selecting Recruiting and Candidate Experience. You'll notice all of my functional areas have been updated. I'm going to scroll down and click on Candidate Job Applications. Right off the bat, you're going to see a new task called Candidate Selection Process Reasons. Let's go ahead and click on that. So at the top, you'll see two tabs. You're going to see a Reasons tab and you're going to see a Groups tab. Let's start with the Reasons tab first. You'll notice right off the bat that by looking at the code, I've got 7 reasons that are system created. Here's the name of the reason, the code, the status, and how many groups it's used in. If I click on one of these system created codes, you'll notice the name is there. Now I can potentially change the name, but the code is still going to stay the same and the status is going to still stay the same. I can't change it. So the system statuses will stay, or the system reasons will stay. But I have a whole lot of other reasons that I can add as well. So you'll notice I've got some rejection reasons already here. I've got the code and whether or not they're active, as well as how many groups that they're used in. If I want to create a new reason, I'm going to click on the Create button at the top. I'm going to give it a name, a code, and a status. My status can be draft status or active status. Then I click Save and Close. Once I've identified and created all of my reasons, I'm going to go click on Groups. When I click on the Groups tab, it allows me to group all of my reasons together. These two specific examples show grouped withdrawal reasons and grouped rejection reasons. If I click on the Employer Rejection Reasons group, these are all of the rejection reasons that can be found in this group. I can create new ones, and I can add from the previous reasons list. I'm going to cancel out and go into the withdrawal reasons group. These could be similar, they could be the same, or they could be completely different reasons whatsoever. I can create new ones. I can add from the library. If I want to delete them, I can click the X over on the right, and if I hover over it, it says remove, and then click Save and Close. I can have multiple groups of different reasons, and I'm going to show you why in a minute. But before we do that, let's go back to the Reasons tab. The other thing I have the ability to do is if I click on a reason, I have the ability to duplicate the reason and maybe change it or modify it. And I also have the ability to translate the reason so that if I have a different language that is activated, I can translate that reason into all different languages. Once I have my reasons created and once I have my groups identified, now I'm going to go associate that group of reasons to my rejection states in the candidate selection process. So I'm going to back out by clicking the left arrow. And now it brings me back to my setup and maintenance page. Before I clicked on candidate selection process reasons to identify the reasons and the groups, now I'm going to click on candidate selection process configuration. You can have as many candidate selection processes as you want or as you need. I'm going to go ahead and click on the first one right here. These are going to be my phases and my states in my candidate selection process. Now, if I scroll down a little bit, in this new phase, I have 6 states. 2 of those states are rejected by employer and withdrawn by candidate. And you'll notice all the way on the right, there is a reason group section. So I can click the orange box with the white down arrow and associate a specific reason group with it. The reason we can have as many reason groups as we need is because I may have different reason groups for my different phases and states. Maybe I want a different reason group associated with the rejected by employer state under screening than I do under new. So here is where you would use the group that you created of all the reasons together and associate it with a particular rejection or withdrawn state. Thanks for tuning in. Hope to see you at the next session.